napansin ko na there are weeks that from the very start pa lang ng week ay okay, maganda siya, tapos spill over siya all throughout the whole week, and then hanggang Sunday okay siya. And then the next week, biglang magkakaroon ng shift sa energy, like it's slower, not as hype as the last week or the previous week. Meron din naman na linggo na kalahati happy days and then sad days and then magsisimula ng sad days and then matatapos naman ng okay. So I think what I'm saying here is, of course, iba-iba yung picture ng buong linggo natin depending on, well, depending on us. But I think the common denominator, whether I have experienced a good week or a not so good week, is that I make sure that I reset every week. I try my best to reset every week. And I've been seeing a lot of videos about this. Sometimes they clean up their desk, tapos they set intentions for the week, ganyan. But I think one of the things that I love about doing this reset is that it allows me to be excited for the next week. I hear a lot of people or even see a lot of posts saying, "Hala, Monday na naman." Tapos their weekend was spent sleeping, they get binge watching, or really just staying away from their work. And ang nakikita ko lang for me ang nakikita ko lang na kulang was something that will actually nourish their soul for them to be excited for the next week. Na-experience ko na rin kasi na because of work, buong linggo, gusto ko na lang matulog over the weekend. Tapos Monday na naman. So parang instead of a restful weekend, it was just a pause and then start na naman ng work. It's just a continuation of work. I think I have already mentioned this in one of my episodes, previous episodes, that instead of making the weekend as your escape, make use of it for you to create the life that you actually want. So I think that's the main intention for my episode. With that, hello everybody, I am May with an H, and this is Raising Our Awareness on how we can do our weekly reset. Right off the bat, my main intention for every reset, for every weekly reset, is for me to again be excited for the coming days ahead. For me to look forward to something. Because I've already experienced that when I don't do these resets, especially the first one that I will be sharing with you, when I don't do this, nadadrag lang yung not so good energy or nasispill over din siya sa susunod na linggo. Okay? And with that, let's start off with the first one, which is cleaning your space. If just like me, minsan hindi naman ako consistent na everyday malinis yung space ko dahil minsan may maiiwan na notebooks tas magpa-pile up na lang siya, di kaya magpa-pile up yung mga papers and then yung mga unnecessary items na usually hindi naman talaga dapat nasa desk because of the busyness of life and minsan hindi rin pagiging mindful, naiiwan siya sa desk. So, ang kalalabasan nun at the end of the week, punong-puno na ng clutter yung desk. And I have known and I have discovered syempre sa sarili ko na I don't work well when there's a lot of clutter. Because a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. Yun yung belief ko kasi. So what I do is I really make sure that when I look at one area and I feel heavy because madami akong nakikitang gamit doon, I try to minimize it and look into those things kung ano ba talaga yung mga hindi ko kailangan o ano yung mga dapat itapon na, ganyan. Just categorizing everything, if this item, does it really belong to the desk or dapat nasa organizer siya? Or eto bang makeup kit na 'to dapat nasa desk or dapat nakatago rin siya? Ano ba yung mga bagay na will create a harmony kapagka nandito siya sa desk. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Will it make sense if it's on the desk? Like for example, puwede naman na there's a makeup beside me dahil from time to time I have to freshen up for a meeting. That can make sense, 'di ba? But if it's taking up space na parang di na ako nagiging productive because of it, then certainly I need to find a new place for it. Parang gano'n. So clearing up your space. Sometimes it just not ends with my desk, but I also look around since hindi naman ako tulad nung iba na may home office sila, so separate from their bedroom. Ako, I'm doing my work inside my bedroom. So I need to also assess if the other areas like ngayon ang goal ko or ang intention ko ay matanggal lahat ng mga nasa floor na dapat di naman siya nasa floor kasi ewan ko, ang sakit sa mata, eh. So, kasi ano, as simple as that, ang sakit lang niya sa mata kaya gusto ko siyang matanggal and yung movement ko na na tawag dito, merong mga nagiging obstacle. Like for example, yung sa chair ko kapag umatras ako may matatamaang gamit. Simple things like that can affect my productivity kasi parang instead na yung flow of work ko tuloy-tuloy, napuputol-putol siya. So again, not just sa desk ko, but even sa surroundings ko. I really intend to clean my space before I start the week para tuloy-tuloy yung work ko and I'm inspired to work. One question that you can ask yourself, is this workspace inspiring me or not? Because if not, then you might want to change something about it. But there's a trap to this. Sometimes if hindi ka mag-schedule ng paglilinis mo, ikaw din yung mapapagod. Eh, bigla mo na pag-decide na maglilinis ka at 8 PM ng Sunday, ta's anong oras ka na matatapos, siyempre yung rest na dapat makuha mo for that night, hindi mo rin makukuha. So, pagod ka rin for tomorrow's work. So one thing that you also want to consider is your schedule when doing this. The next trap is doing full out Marie Kondo. Personally, kung hindi ko siya na-schedule, I won't do the Marie Kondo way of cleaning my or general cleaning my room. Baka maglabas-labas ka ng gamit mo, tapos biglang tatamarin ka na hanggang sa nakalabas na lahat ng gamit mo. Instead of maliit lang na portion yung nilinis mo, biglang lumaki and biglang buong kwarto mo na lilinisin mo. Instead of you being well rested, which is what we want during the weekend nga, ang nangyayari nagagamit mo lang yung buong oras mo for cleaning up. Not just for weekly resets, I actually just clean one area of my room one day at a time. And I think I've mentioned this also before because I found it more productive. Na pinagbigyan ko yung sarili ko na, okay, nakapaglinis ka na, go on to your work, go on to the next thing that you need to do. Dahil minsan nakita ko rin 'no, in the past nagagamit ko yung paglilinis as my escape for me to not do the things that I need to do. Ginagamit ko rin siya pang-procrastinate. So para maiwasan ko yun, pagbibigyan ko yung sarili ko, okay, one area lang yung lilinisin ko. From your physical space, make sure that you also make time to clear your digital space. A lot of works have already transitioned digitally. So emails, mas madami yan and maraming even sa phones, 'di ba? Emails, your SMS, because we are receiving a lot of messages na hindi natin alam, kung paano nga ba nila nakuha ang ating information 'no, and kung ano-ano yung mga tine-text na promotion sa atin. Meron kasi ako recently na experience na important text siya, pero dahil sunod-sunod lang yung nagme-message ng spam, hindi ko na siya napansin. For me, I thought it was just another spam. So para maiwasan yon, kini-clear ko rin yung mga messages. And para kasi sa'kin ayoko yung puro numbers lang yung nakikita ko. I wanna see names or kung kanino talaga siya nanggaling. Not just the messages, you can also delete some of the screenshots that you've taken or photos that may be already irrelevant para for you to save space. So just clearing up your digital space para you are prepared for the weeks ahead. Yung mga kailangan mo talaga na mapagtuunan ng pansin ay makikita at makikita mo agad. Medyo related yung tip number 2 and tip number 3. So the tip number 2 is release and reflect. Na-mention ko kanina na there will be weeks na okay naman siya, and that's worth celebrating. So just contemplate what worked for you. Ano ba yung mga ginawa mo na you should continue doing because it's beneficial for you. Okay, and it's also the perfect time for you to celebrate your wins or your milestones and honoring yourself for showing up and for a job well done during the week. Of course, meron din again, may mga week din naman na medyo hindi okay. It's another opportunity for you to reflect what worked out for you and what do you feel could work better. What's your next level? You can also ask that whether you had a good week or a bad week, not just in terms of work, but maybe assessing all areas of your life, your health, your relationship, your career, your finances, your contribution, or your creative pursuit or your creative passion or even your purpose. Dito sa release and reflect, one of the main challenges that I have encountered or I wasn't aware of before is I wasn't honoring myself enough. So whether you had a good week or a bad week, make sure that you still affirm yourself. Sometimes when I release or reflect sa buhay ko, I just write down everything that's not working o di kaya ano yung tumatakbo sa isip ko or my hopes and dreams for the future. But I had to call myself out because I need to step into the attitude of gratitude. That also goes hand in hand with honoring myself. Kasi baka puro mali na lang or yung mga gusto kong mabago na lang yung sinusulat ko. So I have to make sure that I still write something that I am honoring myself for. Bakit connected yung 2 and 3? Because the third one is coming up with a structure for the coming week. For this one, you have to have a structure, but you also need to be open with life. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Allow things to happen pa din. Kasi baka mamaya pinipilit lang natin yung structure na yon na hindi na tayo open for spontaneity, tas hindi pala natin alam na that action or that thing na unexpected will lead us to something better, 'di ba? The only way that we can be open to these unexpected things is by being present, being in the now. That will allow us to just let things flow. Being in the now, being present means trusting that life is happening for you. Na for example, merong hindi nag-push through dun sa mga plano mo, then that's fine. Allow things to happen because again, maybe it will lead you to something better. Trust that the universe is always meeting you halfway. Na kahit mag-set ka ng, for example, you have your routine. I will work out at this hour. I will do my work at this hour. These are the things that I will be focusing on. Sometimes kasi nagkakaroon ng changes diyan, eh, especially when it's being affected by external factors. And we just have to be flexible around it and not be too controlling. And this structure is connected to the next one, which is setting your intention for the next week or for the coming week. Here's the thing about intention, resolutions, goals. Most of the time, we just set this every when? January. Diba? Kapagka New Year, kasi New Year, New Life, page 1 of 365, diba? Tapos, wala na, hindi rin naman natuloy. Tapos isang taon na naman, coming up with the same resolution kasi there was nothing much done for the intended one nung previous year. So setting your weekly intention is actually a great way for you to be a step closer to you achieving your dreams or your goals for the year or that month. Dahil magkakaroon ka ng action steps and these action steps are not just the one na sinet mo tapos hindi na pala effective. What I'm saying is because you've been assessing what could work better, and you're really checking, then you can now have your actions na relevant at tingin mong mas magiging effective for you to get your goals. So set your weekly intention. How do you want to feel for that week? What are the values that you want to step into? Like, do you want to be responsible? Do you want to be trusting, loving? Do you want to act with integrity for that week? I can make another episode regarding values, and also I can make another episode for setting an intention for your week. But just to give you a grasp of how I set intention for the week is I really put in ano ba yung gusto kong ma-achieve, ano yung gusto kong ma-feel for that week, ano yung mga gusto kong values na ma-practice, and most importantly, ano yung activities na kailangan kong gawin para I really manifest the intention na sinet ko. My intention could be closing 4 new business sales. Yan, kung yan yung intention ko, then ano yung activities na kailangan kong gawin para makuha ko yun or ma-manifest ko yun. Eto, you can do these things in any order. Pero for me, ang ginagawa ko ay naglilinis talaga ako muna. Because for me, a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. So, once I clean up my space, mas madali rin akong makapag-assess ng mga nangyari and makapag-set ng intention. And it's something true to my heart kasi hindi naiistorbo yung pag-iisip. Additional tip is when I set my intention for the coming week, I light up my candle para mas ma-feel ko yung serenity and peace and calm. I also play actually what's working for me right now is the white noise. I just go to YouTube and play white noise, studying background, something like that. And I can really be focused for a certain time and for a long period of time kasi may short attention span ako. Ay, attention of a goldfish. But yeah, yun yung pinaka nag-work sa akin at the moment. So you might want to try it as well. But I want to share with you the last one, and it's nourishing your soul and your inner child. So getting in touch with yourself. So how do you do that? It can be setting aside time for you to watch your favorite childhood movies or discover another movie that is light. Yeah, I really suggest something that's light, not like a documentary about a serial killer. Wag. Nourish your soul. It's not something that I suggest lang. For me, ayoko talaga nanonood ng mga ganon. You can do something naman offline. Better nga if offline eh. You can connect with nature. I'll make another episode about that because it's interesting how I discovered how I really can connect with nature and not just going sa beach or not just going sa forest area or mag-hike. Meron palang mindful way on how I can connect with nature. So I think I'll make an episode about that. Maybe it's also picking up where you left off or doing the things that you bought online, yung mga hobbies na ang tagal-tagal mo nang gustong simulan pero hindi mo nagagawa. Go ahead and set aside time to do it. Kasi it's also a self-discovery activity eh. Na, this is something for me talaga, or maybe, no, this is not for me. Just do mindfulness practices every weekend. This is something for you because you want to, again, nourish your soul. Truthfully, a lot of people are saying na parang nagbebenta na sila ng kaluluwa nila sa korporasyon, di ba? Mga corporate slaves na sila. And the way you replenish, you refuel yourself is setting aside time for yourself. And really making sure that you are well rested. You want to have this weekly reset because at the end of the day, you are the one making your money. Your body is your money making machine, however you want to put that. But that's true. If you don't have the energy, the enthusiasm, or you don't have that will, you're physically, you don't have that, hindi ka rin naman makakapunta sa work or hindi mo rin naman magagawa yung trabaho mo ng maayos. So don't be guilty if you're unplugging from social media, if you are doing a social media detox for you to be able to declutter your space, clear your head space, set intentions for the week. It's when you give time for yourself that you will fill your cup enough that you'll be giving from an overflow. Lastly, I think the main point of you resetting your week is for you to take life moment by moment, week by week, and not allow the bad week to spill over the next week. It's for you to create really the life that you want without the pressure na kailangan yung buong buwan mo okay siya para masabing okay ka. No, it's a lifelong journey. Each week, you will be taught different lessons. And that weekend that you're doing this reset will allow you to really marinate on these learnings and apply it for your growth because we are ever evolving humans. And I hope the next time you say TGIF, it's because you're looking forward to taking care of yourself, to nourishing your soul, and not because it's another 2 days of you to sleep or catch up on that series that you are watching or to try to get satisfaction, instant gratification from external or material things. You are saying TGIF because it's another week that you can extremely love yourself. And I hope the coming rest days that you will have, you will do your own reset and let us know how it feels like for you and what are your self discoveries through those reset days. And before we finally end, I am just excited to announce to you that I started a community on Facebook. If you are interested in joining that, it's going to be a safe space for us to raise our awareness for a better health, relationship, career, finance, contribution, or creative pursuit. So if you want to join that, then you can go to our Instagram and there's a link, or you can visit Facebook and search Raising Our Awareness, and you will see the group there. Apart from this community, we are also starting the 30-day experiment wherein you are invited to do one thing consistently for the next 30 days. Join our community so you can have the registration link for this 30-day experiment and start working on your consistency, on your commitment, because you deserve your dreams. Thank you again, everyone, and have a great day. If you like this episode, I hope you can share it with a friend. You can also follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Raising Our Awareness. And you can follow me on my Instagram at @MayCorpus. Thank you guys. Catch you on our next episode. Once again, I am May with an H, and this is Raising Our Awareness.